Okay, so today we are doing inverse functions. So the way you do an inverse function is you switch the x and y in the equation and then solve for y. So whenever it says f of x, this is the same thing as saying y equals. So I can switch this x and this y. So I'm going to make it x equals, and then I'm going to change that x to a y. That doesn't look clear. And then I want to go ahead and solve for the x. For the y. So I'm going to move the 3 over to the other side and subtract by 3 on both sides. Which gets me x minus 3 on the left and 2y on the right. Then I want to go ahead and get y all alone, I still need to divide by 2. So both sides get divided by 2. I get x minus 3 divided by 2 equals y. So that's my inverse function. Then it wants me to find the input when the output is negative 7. So I am going to plug in negative 7 for x. So I'm going to do negative 7, and then I have, from my formula, minus 3 divided by 2. Then I want to go ahead and do the math on the top. Negative 7 minus 3, because they have the same sign, I add them. So it's going to be negative 10 over 2. Then I just want to do negative 10 divided by 2 to get negative 5. Okay, number 2 wants me to find an inverse. Just find the inverse. So I am going to start off by switching x and y. So I'm going to make it x equals 3y minus 1. Then I want to go ahead and add 1 to both sides. So I get x plus 1 equals 3y. I want to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. So I get y equals x plus 1 over 3. Okay. So when I'm given two functions, I can decide if they are inverses by plugging each function in for the x value of the other function. If we get x as our final answer for both, they are both inverses. So I want to verify that f of x equals 3x minus 1 and g of x equals x plus 1 divided by 3 are inverse functions. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and first plug it in for my x value of f of x. So I have 3, and then I am plugging that in. So I'm going to have x plus 1 over 3, and then minus 1. Then I want to go ahead and actually simplify this. So notice I have a 3 here and a 3 on the bottom of the fraction. Those will cancel out. So then I have x plus 1 minus 1. Then I want to do 1 minus 1, which is just 0. So I get x. So that's good on this side. Then I want to go ahead and plug this in over here. So I'm going to take this and plug this in for the x up here. Where's black? So I have, first thing I'm plugging in is 3x minus 1. Then I want to go ahead. I can ignore the parentheses since it's just adding and subtracting. I have a minus 1 and a plus 1, so that will cancel out to just 3x over 3. And then I have a 3 divided by a 3, so that will cancel out and just give me x. So since it both worked out, my answer is yes. If I had something weird like 2x or the number 2, my answer would be no, they are not inverse. And then I want to show you something. So if I go to Desmos, and if I actually went ahead and graph these two functions, so let me graph the third function. So if I look at the green line, that is just y equals x, so the answer we kept getting out. if I notice, the red line and the blue lines are reflections across this line. So that's why inverse functions, when I plug them into each other, always give me back out y equals x, because that is the line they are reflecting across. Questions here? Okay, so number 4 wants me to solve for x and then find the input when the output is 11. So I want to go ahead and switch my variables. So I am going to have x equals 3y minus 5. I want to go ahead and add 5 to both sides. So I get x plus 5 equals 3y. Then I want to go ahead and divide both sides by 3. So I get y equals x plus 5 over 3. Then it wants me to plug in negative 11. Negative 11 plus 5 is negative 6. And then negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. Okay. Number 5 wants me to find the inverse, so again I just switch my letters. I am going to have x equals 2y plus 8. Then I want to go ahead and subtract 8 from both sides. So I have x minus 8 equals 2y. Then I want to go ahead and divide both sides by 2. And I get y equals x minus 8 divided by 2. Questions here? Okay. The last one wants me to verify that the two are inverses. So I am going to take this and plug in for the x. So I have 2, and then I'm plugging this in. X minus 4 divided by 2 plus 4. The 2's cancel out. So I have x minus 4 plus 4. The 4's cancel out, and I get just x. So it works that way. Then I want to go ahead and make sure it works the other way around. So I'm going to take this and plug into this x right here. So I'm going to have 2x plus 4. And that is subtracting 4 over 2. Then I want to go ahead and combine like terms on the top. So I have 2x plus 4 minus 4, the 4's cancel out, so I'm just left with 2x over 2. And then the 2's cancel out, so I get x. This one is yes. Questions here?